Here's something that nobody tells you about breakthroughs. They're actually engineered to fail. Yeah, I'm completely serious. That moment when you finally achieve clarity, that breakthrough moment when everything aligns and you know what your next move is, that's precisely when your mind activates a psychological trap that 99% of people never see coming. And here's what should actually, make you a little upset about it. It's not your fault. It's not a character flaw. It's not because you lack discipline. It's a documented psychological phenomenon that affects everyone, but stays hidden because most people don't even know that it exists. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Adam Roa. And my spoken word poem, You Are Who You've Been Looking For, has reached over 250 million people. And I am an international keynote speaker who for years has guided sensitive, purpose-driven facilitators and coaches to transform their breakthroughs into lasting impact. And what I'm about to reveal to you is why your confidence collapses at the exact moment that you need it most. I'm going to share why that crystal clear vision fades the instant that you meet some real world resistance. And I'm also going to share the elegant solution that I've developed, that I say elegant, I like that word, something that I call soul sparks. It takes under 90 seconds, but it creates momentums when others stall. So stay with me, because what I'm about to hand you is 3 specific soul sparks that you can implement today, plus a single phrase that neutralizes comparison before it sabotages your progress. But first, I want to share a story. I want to share Sarah's story because it perfectly illustrates this invisible pattern that you may not even realize is there. Sarah attended a transformational retreat. She was electric with possibility, right? She was lit up because she'd had this breakthrough about launching a healing practice that combined her bodywork training with emotional release techniques. For 2 weeks, she was unstoppable. She purchased the domain, she designed the logo, she recorded her first video, and then something shifted. Something stalled. So what happened? One day she's writing website copy. She's feeling brilliant. And then the next day she opens Instagram. She sees another coach's polished content and boom, just like that, it's gone. All the confidence just evaporated. She didn't post the video. She stopped working on the website. And 6 months later, she's still researching and preparing, thinking that she just needs more time. This is the insight trap. And if you're nodding right now, or if you feel emotional right now, good. That means you're ready to understand what's actually happening. See, here's the pattern that nobody sees. First, you get clarity, real, bone deep, soul knowing about what you're meant to do. Your whole system lights up, and then you take action. You are riding that wave of certainty. You are making moves. You are feeling aligned. But then, and this is where it gets really interesting, you hit resistance. Your first real resistance. Maybe it's comparison. Maybe it's a technical challenge. Maybe someone questions your approach, puts a seed of doubt in there. And suddenly that crystal clarity feels like a delusion. That confidence feels like you are kidding yourself. So you retreat. You tell yourself that you need more training, you need more preparation, you need more something before you're ready. By the way, if this doesn't make you a little bit upset, you're not paying attention. This is a bug in your system that you didn't even know was there. It's a feature of how your brain operates. Okay, while you're processing that, this is just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button if you are finding value here. I share these insights regularly, and I want to help creative, soul-centered individuals with this stuff to build a life that you love. So hit subscribe, And now I'm going to get back to explain the psychology behind why this actually happens to everyone, not just you. There's a psychological principle called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It sounds fancy, but here's what it actually means, okay? It means that your confidence when you first start something is sky high because you don't know what you don't know. You're unconsciously incompetent and it feels amazing. You're following just the vision and the momentum. But then you learn just enough to realize how much you don't know. You open the door and realize there are 8 more doors. And that moment is when your confidence falls off a cliff. And it's called the confidence-competency gap. For creative, empathic individuals, we don't just fall off of it. I'm one of those people. I don't just fall off of it. I build a house at the bottom of that cliff and I convince myself that I belong down there, that I am a failure, that what was I ever thinking? And the thing is, why does this matter? This matters because when you have a breakthrough, a real breakthrough, you skip straight to clarity without earning the competence first. Your soul knows the destination, but your skills haven't caught up. So the moment that you hit real world resistance, your brain screams at you that you're a fraud, that you don't know what you're doing. And technically, your brain's not wrong. You don't have mastery yet. But that's okay. The thing that drives me crazy about how we handle this is like the personal development world keeps telling you that you just need to push through and trust the process and fake it till you make it. But those of you out there that are like me realize that advice doesn't seem to work. We burn out. We force it, we pretend, and it doesn't feel good. And because it doesn't feel good, eventually we quit. And your soul isn't lazy. This is a big one because a lot of times people will come to me and say that they're lazy. But what if it's wisdom? Your soul's actually wise because it refuses to keep grinding through a system that kills your joy. It knows that sustainable success requires a different approach entirely. The answer isn't just having more discipline. It's not simply about better time management. It's not about a better morning routine. And trust me, I love my morning routine. The answer is in designing momentum that feels good, that feels so aligned and alive that your resistance, when you hit that Dunning-Kruger effect, won't be able to stop it. And that brings me to soul sparks and why they change everything. Because a soul spark is a tiny, joyful action that moves you forward without triggering your resistance. That's the key. It doesn't trigger your resistance like normal actions do. Okay? You know how a spark plug in an engine, right? It just creates enough ignition to keep the whole system running. That's what these do for your creative momentum. They're so small, so genuinely enjoyable that your brain's alarm system doesn't even notice that you're making the progress, that you're moving through that Dunning-Kruger confidence cliff. And I want to show you exactly how this works, okay? Remember Sarah, right? About the confidence cliff that she hit. And what we did is we designed her for Soul Spark. 1 60-second voice note per day sharing a single healing insight. Not a polished video, not a perfect post, just her talking to her phone like she's talking to a friend, sharing something useful. No editing, no need to upload it, just speaking her truth for 60 seconds a day. Simple, right? But here's what actually happened. Day 1, scary. Day 3, less scary. Day 7, she was actually looking forward to it. And 2 weeks into this process, she had turned 3 of those voice notes into actual posts. By day 30, basically a month into this, she got her first client. Not because she pushed through her resistance, but because she danced through it. Here are 3 soul sparks that I want you to try today, okay? Number 1, permission slip to write yourself a literal permission slip. Very Inception, right? Write yourself a literal permission slip to be imperfect at your craft for the next 24 hours. Something just, I give myself permission to create messy, imperfect, genuine work that feels good today. Put it somewhere that you can see it. Simple. That's a soul spark. Spark number 2, 5-minute creation window. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Create something. A sketch, a paragraph, a video, a program outline. When the timer rings, you're done. No editing, no posting. Just 5 minutes to let yourself be completely free. Soul spark number 3 that you could try is the celebration catalog. What you're going to do today is write down 3 micro wins at the end of your day. Not achievements, just micro wins. And I mean micro. Like when I was working on my book and I was feeling paralysis, a micro win, I opened the document. That's a micro win. I had a great idea in the shower. That's a micro win. I posted online. That's a micro win. I didn't quit. That is a micro win. You are doing micro wins to train your brain to notice forward momentum. Because a lot of times when we're setting the goals too big and it may take us months before we actually hit those goals, our brains don't see or notice the movement, and therefore we think that we're stuck in place, and that kills our motivation. And what about the thing that kind of kills comparison instantly? I told you there's a saying, there's a phrase that you can use, right? Their success is evidence of what's possible, not evidence of what I lack. Write that down. Read it again. Listen to it again. I'm serious about that because it will change everything when we live in this world of social media where most of the time we are seeing people who have what we want, who are presenting themselves, true or not, as being super successful. And we can often use that as comparison to see what we don't have. And when our social media feed is full of that, we are being bombarded by things that we associate as evidence of what we don't have. So when we say their success is evidence of what's possible, not evidence of what I lack, we change the meaning of what we see. And now suddenly we're seeing more and more evidence of what's possible. So I'm curious, which of these soul sparks you're going to try first? I'd love for you to drop it in the comment and let me know. I actually read these and they help me to continue to improve. Let me know which of these resonate most deeply with you and if you'd like me to share more of them. Okay. And now I'm going to actually show you how to take these individual sparks and turn them into unstoppable momentum. We are going to land the plane here. And in order to do that, this is what I need you to understand. Every creative, artist, healer, coach, every purpose-driven soul hits the confidence cliff. Every single one. Every single time. The difference between those who thrive and those who stay stuck isn't talent. It's not discipline. It's not even courage. It's just understanding that when your confidence crashes after the breakthrough, there's nothing wrong. You're not broken. You are not an imposter. You're experiencing a documented psychological pattern that happens to everyone. You just now know about it, and awareness gives us choice. So now that you're aware that it's happening, you can make a different choice because you have tools. Soul sparks aren't just cute ideas. They're a complete reframe of how momentum actually works for sensitive souls. Instead of pushing through resistance, you are creating a path of least resistance that still leads you exactly where you want to go. That's the thing that's very important that I want you to recognize. When you hit that confidence cliff, I'm not telling you to abandon your direction. I'm not telling you to abandon your goals. I'm telling you to step through them, dance through them differently in a way that works better for you. So here's what you're going to do next, right? Pick one soul spark from today, just one, and do it in the next 24 hours. Not to prove anything, not to start some massive transformation, just to remind your system what forward motion feels like. If you want to go deeper into this, I've actually created something called Soul Momentum. It's 7 days of daily soul sparks that are designed specifically to give a creative, empathic approach for turning breakthroughs into real world impact. It's not about grinding or forcing. It's 7 days of tiny, joyful actions that activate your creativity and create more momentum than months of just pushing through. There is a link in the description of this video if that calls to you. But whether or not you decide to join Soul Momentum, I want you to remember something important, okay? Your soul's resistance to the joyless grind isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Your sensitivity isn't a liability, it's your superpower waiting to be channeled correctly in a way that works for you. And that breakthrough that you had, it is still valid. It is still real. It is still a clue from the universe. It is a clue that your higher self has left you towards your soul's calling. It is still waiting for you on the other side of understanding how your beautiful, complex mind actually works. Change how you build momentum, and your momentum will never stop. If this landed for you, then I really encourage you to check out some of my other videos. I know that means that you are one of those people who associates and resonates with the idea of being a creative, being artistic, being empathic and sensitive, and wanting to still achieve goals, but do it differently. And that's what I'm here to help you with. So until next time, keep choosing soul sparks over forced discipline. You've got this. And I want to remind you that always in all ways, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. Blessings, fam.